Welcome to Learning Literature with Purba. In today's video, we are going to talk about King Lear, the greatest tragedy written by William Shakespeare. At first, we are going to talk about some important facts related to the play. Then we will discuss all the important characters of King Lear. And finally, we will discuss the act-by-act summary of the play. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, then do subscribe to it and hit the bell icon so that you'll never miss an update. Now, King Lear tells the story of a king who gives all his wealth and power to two of his daughters after they openly express their love for him. On the other hand, he gives nothing to his third daughter and banishes her because she is unable to express her love for him. Ultimately, King Lear notices that those two daughters who have all his wealth and power starts disrespecting him. Eventually, he understands the value of his third daughter who truly loved him and realizes his mistake. But then tragedy strikes the third daughter and eventually him. So we can see that King Lear falls in the trap of flattery. He equates love with flattery. That brings his downfall. And that's what so many of us also do. When people praise us, we often think that they love us so much. But at times, they are only flattering us to get something in return. King Lear teaches us never to equate love with flattery. The play King Lear was written in 1605 or 1606. The play was derived from the legend of the Leir of Britain, a mythological pre-Roman Celtic king. George Bernard Shaw said, "No man can write a better tragedy than King Lear." After Charles II was restored to the throne of England, the ending of King Lear was changed and a happy ending was given for those audiences who found the ending of King Lear very depressing. Nahum Tate in 1681 adopted the play King Lear and gave a happy ending to the play, where the lead characters survived and Cordelia and Edgar got married. However, from the 19th century, the popularity of Shakespeare's King Lear increased. People started loving the play King Lear and it is considered as one of the finest tragedies of William Shakespeare. People really liked King Lear because of the deep observations of the nature of human suffering in the play. Now, before we discuss the act-by-act summary of the play King Lear, let us first look at all the important characters in the play. So at first we have King Lear, the old king of Britain, who is on the verge of retirement. He has three daughters. Goneril is the eldest daughter of King Lear. She is power-hungry and ruthless. Then we have the Duke of Albany, Goneril's husband. He does not participate in his wife's ruthless actions. Next we have Regan, the middle daughter of King Lear. She is also power-hungry and ruthless like Goneril. Then we have the Duke of Cornwall, Regan's husband. He actively participates in the ruthless actions of Regan and Goneril. He is cruel and violent. Then we have Cordelia, the youngest daughter of King Lear, who loves her father truly. Next we have the King of France, Cordelia's husband. Then we have the Earl of Gloucester, a nobleman in the court of King Lear. He is loyal to King Lear and he also misjudges his right son just like King Lear misjudges his right daughter. So he has two sons. Number one is Edgar. Edgar is the eldest son of the Earl of Gloucester. And then we have Edmund, who is the illegitimate son of the Earl of Gloucester. And he is also very power-hungry, ruthless and a true villain. Then we have the Earl of Kent, another nobleman in the court of King Lear, who is very loyal to King Lear, and later he disguises as Caius. And finally we have King Lear's fool. So these are the most important characters in the play King Lear. Now that we know all these characters, we can have a look at the act by act summary of the play. Act 1. The play begins with the Earl of Gloucester introducing his illegitimate son Edmund to the Earl of Kent. Lear, the King of Britain, enters the courtroom. Now that he is an old man, he has decided to divide his kingdom between his three daughters, Goneril, Regan and Cordelia. The division of kingdom will depend on the quality of declaration of each daughter's love for her father before the court. Goneril and Regan enthusiastically talk about their love for King Lear, which pleases Lear a lot. But on the other hand, the youngest daughter, Cordelia, does not say anything because she cannot voice her deep love for her father. Misunderstanding her, King Lear banishes her and disowns her completely. He banishes Cordelia from his kingdom. When the Earl of Kent takes Cordelia's side, King Lear also banishes the Earl of Kent. The King of France is impressed by Cordelia's honesty and proposes marriage to her. Cordelia accepts the proposal and leaves Britain. King Lear's kingdom is divided between Goneril and Regan. King Lear decides to live alternately with each of them. Act 2. Edmund is determined to be recognized as the rightful son of Gloucester. So he persuades his father that his rightful son, legitimate son Edgar, is plotting against Gloucester's life. He tells Edgar that Edgar's life is in danger. So Edgar flees from the kingdom and takes the disguise of a beggar. Edmund, on the other hand, starts courting Goneril. The Earl of Kent, who was banished from the kingdom, returns as a servant and he disguises as a person named Caius because he is very loyal to King Lear. Meanwhile, Goneril is angry and frustrated with the behavior of the 100 companions of King Lear. So one day in anger, she criticizes her father badly. King Lear feels hurt. He curses Goneril and leaves. The Earl of Kent also follows King Lear. King Lear decides to go to Regan's place to live. Regan, on the other hand, is in Gloucester's place. So King Lear goes uninvited to Gloucester's place, where Regan, on seeing him, criticizes him and his followers, especially his devoted companion, the fool. Act 3. King Lear is devastated. Finally, he understands the reality of his daughters, Goneril and Regan, who are power-hungry and ruthless. They never truly loved their father. King Lear deeply regrets rejecting Cordelia. King Lear starts wandering the countryside along with Kent and the fool. Lear becomes mad at the height of a storm. He and the fool runs wildly on the heath until Gloucester takes them into a hut for shelter. With Kent's help, Gloucester takes them away to a coast where Cordelia has landed with a French army to fight for her father against her sisters. Meanwhile, Edmund is acting as a messenger between the two sisters, Goneril and Regan. He is courting both of them. Edmund tells the Duke of Cornwall that his father, the Earl of Gloucester, is an enemy because he has been in touch with France and he has helped King Lear after Regan turned him away. As a punishment for Gloucester's seeming betrayal, Regan and the Duke of Cornwall plucks out Gloucester's eyes and abandons him. During the act of blinding Gloucester, a servant stabs Cornwall and he dies. But Regan continues to rule with Edmund's help. Act 4. Out in the storm, King Lear finds shelter where Edgar has also taken shelter disguised as a beggar. King Lear, fool and the disguised beggar become unlikely companions before they are separated. Edgar finds his father Gloucester wandering alone in the heath and in terrible agony. He takes Gloucester to the coast where he is united with Lear. Gloucester, now united with his rightful son, Edgar, dies peacefully. On the other hand, with Kent's help, Lear is reunited with his youngest daughter, Cordelia. Act 5. The French forces are overcome by Albany's army led by Edmund. Lear and Cordelia are captured. Meanwhile, Goneril has poisoned Regan because she was feeling jealous that Regan is getting more of Edmund's attention. Now disguised as a loyal knight, Edgar challenges Edmund to a duel and wounds him mortally. Seeing no way out, Goneril kills herself. The dying Edmund confesses all his misdeeds and releases Cordelia. However, it is too late to save Cordelia from the hangman. Lear's heart breaks as he carries the body of his beloved youngest daughter Cordelia in his arms. He dies out of sorrow. Albany suggests Kent and Edgar to rule the kingdom with him. Edgar agrees, but Kent refuses, saying that being a loyal friend to King Lear, he won't be alive for long. So Albany and Edgar are left to reorganize the kingdom and resolve all the civil wars. So that's the crisp and detailed summary of King Lear. I hope you found the video useful. If you found it useful, then do share it with your friends and give it a big thumbs up. And stay tuned to Learning Literature with Purba. I will be back soon with a new video on a literary work. And thank you so much for watching.